Right, Misfits 14 has been announced, and I am joined today by my friend Brian, the true Geordie, to get our reaction to the card. I'm looking forward to this one, aren't you?
Me too, mate. Big time.
Yeah, Salt Papi headlining now.
He's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
After you, he's my favourite.
He's right up there.
Yeah, because he's got the skills, he's got good power. I think natural talent, he's one of the best. And he really has a bit of a comeback on his hands because he's lost 2 in a row now.
Well, do you know what? This is exactly why I love Misfits. It's not going to be a concern of mine because I'm not going to lose on here. But if you do lose and you're in entertaining fights and, you know, you give the fans value for money, it's more guided towards the MMA model rather than the boxing model.
Definitely.
Because one of the things I hate about pro boxing is when someone loses, they're rubbish. They're never going to come again. There's no Joseph Parker story, no redemption story. They'll never come again. That's the way that I feel like a lot of boxing fans will look at a boxer when he takes a loss. Whereas when you look at the Misfits guys, the guys at the top of the table have usually lost. They've usually taken their licks on the way there. So
even the defeats he had as well, the one defeat he had to Anthony Taylor. Anthony Taylor went to a decision with Tommy Fury. He's a hard kid, right? Like the guy's got a real cinder block for a head. He's not easy to hurt. And he did hold on a lot, and he's had a lot of criticism for that. So I didn't feel like that was a win that Anthony Taylor was necessarily proud of in as a performance. He's now trying to better himself, become a better boxer. When Salt Papi fought Slim, I felt like he was outclassing Slim for the first 2 rounds, got cocky, got overconfident, let Slim back into the fight by blowing his energy levels. And I think that if with better tactics, Salt Papi can beat Slim. I think he can be as good as anyone in Misfits.
do you know what? I think like sometimes being as skillful, I made a video and I speak about Salt Papi in it, and I said he is the definition of a natural, right? And that word can be bandied about too much, especially in amateur boxing gyms. You'd have someone come in there, go, he's a natural, isn't he? My definition of a natural would be someone that has been boxing, let's say 4 months, and looks like they've been boxing 4 years. And that's what Salt Papi had. That's why there were so many rumours on the internet. Oh, he's had X amount of amateur fights. He's had all this other experience. Now they're just focusing on me with those rumours.
The amount of times this guy would get interviewed and they'd be like, so what's your experience? He'd be like, I just used to watch Manny Pacquiao a lot. Like, you just watch him, and some people can like understand the game just so easily in a way that another person can't. And what I like about Salt Papi is he will lure people onto his shots, and that's something that takes years, and he just knows how to do it. So yeah, this guy has got a lot of experience. Amadas Ferrari, who he's fighting in the main event, I haven't seen him as of now. I will have to do a bit of research on him before the event, but one thing is he's fought kickboxing, he's fought MMA, he's fought boxing, so he's one of those well-rounded guys to give Salt Papi a challenge. And
he'll be tough. You can tell from looking at him. I mean, I can tell he's had his nose broken. You can see that he's obviously a tough guy. Like, he's definitely going to be someone that will come in there and put up a bit of resistance to Salt Papi, and I think that's what Salt Papi probably needs. You know, I think that when you are that skillful, when you are that talented, sometimes you bypass some of the key learning experiences because your skill set is just that advanced that you don't need to be tested. You know, say for example, if you get a first round knockout, your fitness won't have really been tested in that fight.
That's been his problem.
Exactly.
He definitely needs to up the cardio. Definitely.
I think this is the one where we're going to learn a lot about Salt Papi, and see where the land lies with him, see where he is in that division. But the undercard as well, we got some really good fights on here, you know.
Female title fight there, Julie Polka versus Barbie.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting, this, because Julie Polka hits extremely hard. Like, for what is female influencer boxing, you can see that the girls, when they get touched, they're like, fucking hell. And you can, when you watch her work out and stuff, which I've obviously done a bit of extensive research into, she's got strong legs, right? Nice. And we know the lower body, the power comes from that. She's turning into the shots. She's getting good training. Barbie is a different kind of gifted athlete in that for that weight class, she's 6 foot. She is huge, and she has these real long arms. I'd kind of say she's like the Tyson Fury of female influencer boxing, in that she's just really gifted. The problem is, her first fight, I don't think I've ever seen anyone, man or woman, in their first fight, maybe other than your first fight, react that well to getting hit. She was loving it. She was like a fucking demon in there, right?
So I hadn't seen it, and I remember you showed me it, and you said, you know what, she's got a very chilling presence about her. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, fuck me, that's the sort of thing that I imagine I go home, turn the lights on, all of a sudden it stood in the front room to scare me.
You don't know whether to fucking run away or what to do.
But the key thing is she's obviously a very, very good fighter, and that's why we're seeing her in there with poker.
But the technique is lacking. There's a gap, because Julie is an athlete, but also understands how to fight. She understands how to make the most out of the power she's got. Whereas Barbie, she's got all this reach, big, long, lanky legs and everything. So she should be really hard to beat. But she does that thing where, when they're just walking forward and throwing those robot punches, she's not gotten to grips with boxing technique in the last fight. There's been time. This could be one of the best influencer female boxing fights ever. And in terms of like talent, I think it probably is.
Yeah, definitely one to look forward to. One of the more surprising bouts on the card is Mist against Ryan Taylor. Didn't see that one coming.
That Mist guy's got a lot of views.
Yeah.
I did notice that, and his music videos are massive.
Fighting Ryan Taylor, obviously. Ryan Taylor was booked last time out for, I think it was a rematch with Swarms.
Yeah, he got arrested beforehand.
Yeah.
That will happen on Misfits. That's the unpredictability of Misfits. I must admit, I am surprised they're giving him another chance, because that was a shit show, and that was for the Prime card. And to blow the chance to fight on a Prime card, it's a huge missed opportunity. So I hope, look, Ryan's tough. Ryan can fight. I've enjoyed watching him fight when he has fought, but there's the X factor of you don't know what's going to happen. Like in his first ever boxing match, he just headbutts the guy and gets like
I've seen that. Yeah.
So I really don't know what the fuck to expect, but I think it's a good. I mean, for Mist to take his first fight against a guy who's had quite a few, it's a decent opponent.
See, that's what I thought. Like straight away when I've looked at Mist taking him on, I've not seen Mist. I've not seen him hit pads. I've not seen anything of him.
Did you see Slim versus Ryan though?
Yes.
So Slim hit Ryan with everything, and Ryan was still there. So the chin is good for sure.
To take that guy on in your first fight, I mean, I've got no doubt that outside of a boxing ring, Mist doesn't fear a Ryan Taylor, but you've got to understand it's so different. The way you feel in outside life, the way you carry yourself, so different when you enter a boxing ring. So I think that Mist definitely needs plaudits. And the good thing about this is if he does, I'd say, upset the odds, you'd probably make Ryan Taylor a favourite just on the fact that we haven't seen him boxing before. But if he does upset the odds, get a win over Ryan Taylor, he's a massive player already in the Misfits scene, you'd imagine.
Yeah, that's a huge win to start off with, if he can pull it off. And I've heard good things, but I haven't seen anything yet.
Another huge win, and I would say a huge upset win myself, would be if Adam Brooks was able to overcome the younger man in King Kenny. That's a fight I'm really looking forward to. And before we even speak about it, you got to give your congratulations to Adam Brooks taking that fight, man, because King Kenny, obviously a lot younger, a physical specimen, one of the guys that I would say the most has taken to boxing since coming over in the influencer world. What do you make of that one?
You know what? I know you've spoken to Adam as well. One of the nicest guys that we've probably met in the Misfits scene. A very, very personable, likeable dude. And showed in his last fight against Rhino, who was an athlete, but obviously on the older side. I think he was just turned 50 or something around when he fought Adam. He showed he could take a shot. And he came back after losing a round in devastating fashion, dropped them with a beautiful uppercut, showed some natural talent, aggression, that ability to dig deep. But what was worrying me was in the first round, he was getting caught with a jab. Now, if we're talking about the best weapons for King Kenny, it's the jab, and it will be ferociously fast. It won't be like Rhino's jab. It'll be very, very hard to get out the way.
He might have the best jab in influencer boxing I've seen.
That's what I'm saying.
He might do. I'm including myself in that. He's got a better one than me. He's got a good jab.
Kenny's been built from the ground up by his brother, who trains pro boxers, and he's been built with that weapon that'll take you around the world, the good jab.
Is Daly Kenny's brother, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
I don't know, like, the family dynamic, what, half brother, full brother, I don't know what it is, but he obviously has put everything into his bro, and it shows how the only weakness I've seen from Kenny so far was, against Raksu, where I don't know if you remember that fight.
Yep.
Raksu kind of chased him around and went after him. And despite Kenny being the better, technically more gifted boxer, as he showed against Whindersson Nunes on Kingpin, he didn't like that. That tactic. Now, I'm pretty sure his brother will have drilled that into him now so that you've got an answer for that. But if I'm Adam, I'll probably look at that and think, right, well, getting up close and personal with him, you can eliminate the jab a little bit.
Yep.
But I do think maybe looking at... I don't know, maybe looking at KSI's strategy, not in terms of how he fought exactly, but with KSI against Tommy Fury, when you're in there with a better jab, which is severely better, you kind of have to be all the way out or all the way in. You don't want to be in that mid-range, getting your fucking neck popped back like that. And I really do worry for Adam, to be honest with you, but I believe in his power. So I do think it's a competitive fight, but I just think that first round... He's going to have to really change the tone of the fight and immediately try and bypass the jab.
Adam's impressed me in both of the fights I've seen him in. He actually had a fight, small world, on the show that I used to box on, which is called the Quest Boxing League. He had one on there shortly before.
Knocked him out, didn't he?
He did, yeah, he did. And that was shortly before his Misfits debut. So he's shown that he's able to turn a fight. The other thing as well is like... I make no secret, I'll always look at people's training setups, right? So on the last two shows, there's been multiple fighters that have rocked up there and I'm like, where's your team? Like, have you got someone in your corner on the night? So what I'm saying is not every single fighter on these cards will have a solid training setup. And one thing about Adam Brooks is he's at Dennis and Dyer, and they're a really, really wicked team. Obviously, I shared a lot of changing rooms with them on shows gone by.
He's sparring pros.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's sparring good pros. They get Anthony Yard down to that gym, and Simeon Dennis, and there's a few good fighters down in that gym. So I know he's really mixing with high standards. One of the guys, I don't know whether he's sparring him, but is about the same level in my opinion as King Kenny. So he will be getting really, really good work. And I think that one thing we can guarantee with Adam Brooks is he's going to come. He's going to give it his all, give it a real, real good go. And we'll see on the night.
It's kill or be killed with Adam.
It is, yeah.
I rate that.
Yeah.
That's what Misfits is really about, right?
Yeah.
We want those fights where people aren't afraid to go and put it out on the line. Do you want to do your lightweight tournament?
Yeah, the lightweight tournament. Now, this is all change, isn't it? Because originally, Argentinian King, who I had the pleasure of meeting recently, he was scheduled to fight the Tasmanian Devil. But we weren't really notified about a pullout. We were just notified of the new opponent.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about it?
He got injured, I believe. And they've replaced him with this lad here. What's his name again? Fuck. Sorry. I've literally got it written down. Meals with Max, sorry.
Right.
Instagram guy who he does meals, healthy meals, all of that sort of stuff. Seems like a pleasant dude. Judging by his pad work, I'm not that confident. And I did get word that he was interested in fighting you. So he's got balls, I'll give him that. But I'll be honest, I think he's in for a bit of a rude awakening here, potentially. I don't know how much he's grown from his pad work. Sometimes you see pad work and people have made massive jumps, but if he fights like he hit pads, this guy could give him a lesson.
Do you know what it is, right? I'm going to use the comparison to when I saw Baby Hulk in the open workout. Baby Hulk in the open workout had very, very slow hands. And I was looking at that and I was thinking, right, okay, you can fake your speed. You can fake having slow hands. Let me see the way he turns a shot over. Let me see the way he turns his hip into a shot. And they were the things that showed me, okay, if he is being unhonest now about his speed, he's turning his hips over well and he's turning his foot, he's pushing through with the shot. So I was looking at some of the fundamentals and thinking, they're the things you can't fake. When I saw the pad work of this guy, the guy that called me out, I don't think that he's faking that pad work. I think that's around the standard he's at. You know, he leaves. It
was a few months ago as well, and there's no reason to fake it at that point.
Yeah. Argentinian King. He wants to be really good, the amount of talking he's done. I do like the Argentinian King, but I think that we might be in for a surprise of him as well. I think he might have done a lot more than he's told people. He told me face to face that he'd had about 12 amateur fights. So that means 24. And when
I watched him hit pads, I was like, pretty good. I wasn't blown away, but equally, pads, they only show so much, don't they? But I thought he looked all right. But when I watched him, I thought, I don't know if you're going to win the tournament. I think he'll do well, but I don't think he's going to win it.
Yeah.
I think the winner sat right here, just to be clear.
I was sort of
But
waiting for that.
genuinely, I genuinely no bullshit. I just don't think he's quite gonna win it. I don't think he'll be in the final. That's my opinion.
I did fancy him to get past Taz anyway, so not that much changes for me.
He should win this. He's a favourite.
Yeah. And then these two guys, I don't know too much about them. Tempo Arts, obviously, we've sat and watched him.
I like watching him.
The other guy, I know he's got the same surname as me, is Ben Knight. I think it's Ben Knight.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of like training footage, and I thought, he looks pretty decent. Tempo, I feel like Tempo for his own self needs a big performance, because he fought Chase Demure when he won the title. A lot of people thought that was a Chase win.
Yeah.
It wasn't. The issue for Tempo is he's not a heavyweight. He's a very chubby guy who's on a weight loss journey, and credit to him, because it is inspirational, the amount of weight he's lost in that. I wish him all the best, but he's not a natural like heavyweight. It's funny because he called me out after his first win, and I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I thought you'd fucking find out what a real heavyweight is if you got a punch off me, mate, because you're in the wrong weight class. I actually think long term he should be in the cruiserweight division or something like that. But what I will say is, very impressed with his movement, and considering the amount of added weight he's carrying, to be taking big punches off of Chase Demore, who's a much bigger guy naturally, just all round impressed with him. And I think as he continues to drop this useless fat on him and sharpen up, he's going to be a great fighter for Misfits.
I haven't seen too much of Ben Knight. I've seen that he was on a few of the sort of underground boxing cards and whatnot. But to come into Misfits and to get a title shot in your debut is pretty good going, isn't it? So he'll be looking to take the opportunity with both hands. All in all, I'm very much happy with the card. I've boxed at the Troxy where the fight is. I've boxed there a couple of times actually, and obviously it is a good venue, right in the middle of London, so that'd be good. But I think that we might hear of one or two more names coming onto the card in the coming weeks, possibly. So we'll look out for that. But yeah, another really good event. Good to see the lightweight tournament continuing, and then it will be all eyes on the next card, where I'm hoping we're going to see Yadi Gang run it back with Cray Cray, and then maybe my friend Walid Sharks. Yeah,
you're good, mate, Walid.
He's a good lad, Walid. Can't get a sentence out for love nor fucking money, but he's a good lad. He's a good lad.
I love the rivalry. I fucking love it.
He's a few sandwiches short of a picnic. But anyway, people, let us know what your thoughts are on this card. Are you looking forward to it? What other fights would you like to see added on it? There's always that chance with Misfits that a fight will come along late in the day and take everyone's breath away. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you all in the next one.